told us to leave the stroll.
I look forward to it every year. It's such a great thing that we have this come and be able to see the panorama of our region through the glass. It's just excellent. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and it's great to walk completely through on both levels, both floors, to see the design that went into these things based on the 1930s, 1940s, and 50s ideas, which were really comfortable with respect to the dome car and the position of the seating, the presence of a cafe, even though it's not fully functional at the moment within the car, and it's quite the experience.
It's kind of like riding a terrarium and just kind of sitting back and watching the scenery go by. It's see so much more in the dome car than you can in a normal seat, and it just makes it that much more of an experience.
Oh, it's amazing. So you could just the view you get is amazing. Like be able to see the water. We're going by the water. It's beautiful. I mean, this dome car, I've never ridden on it before, but it's amazing. I would definitely go again.
This is great. I mean, way back to 1955 and still as popular today as it was then. Great way to see New England. We've, in Exeter, we've had people come specifically to ride the dome to Portland and to Brunswick, and it's been a real hit. This is the third year, and I think that more popular than ever, and I hope it continues to come back year after year.
We had last Sunday, a couple days ago, I took a lady who's going to have her 90th birthday, and this brought back a lot of memories that she had had. We went up to Portland and back in the dome car, and she recalls traveling the United States with her mother in back probably 40, 50 years ago, and tears came to her eyes. So it's a real experience that I think this generation needs to see.
This is a wonderful experience. This is something that is great. It should be here in the fall as well to help us to sell New Hampshire and Maine in terms of foliage. I think people from all over the country would come here for that. And I think it's a great selling point for Amtrak.
People come up and they I tell them, come on up, take a look around, and there's a lot of oohs and ahs. They're just sometimes amazed about the view here, and a lot of times they just they could almost get lost in the feeling of the dome car, and I wouldn't blame them just because of how nice the car is and the way it is, and they never realized that this type of luxury was once a commonplace on many passenger trains in America.
Now the Amtrak is talking about getting rid of it. Your thoughts?
Why not get rid of apple pie and hot dogs while you're doing it? I mean, it's obviously popular. It brings so many people out. I think that's a foolish idea. You don't take something that's special and unique and people enjoy and put it aside. I mean, that's just, no smart company would do that. So I hope it continues to be maintained and comes here every year.
I think it's a very, very bad idea. This has historical value. It has tremendous present-day value for tourism, and it'll represent some rebirth of interest in the train travel. So it's something that we must preserve.
A complete foolish idea. This is a money maker for Amtrak. It's not expensive. It just needs to be maintained and cleaned and just kept updated and safe for travel. It doesn't need to be junked. It shouldn't be junked. This is one of the American ways of travel that we appreciate and people come from across the country to do, and we need to keep it and use it and see it at least once a year in New England.
If you were head of Amtrak, would you get rid of it?
Absolutely not. I think that would be a very bad mistake. I think it is indicative of a lack of second step thinking, because the result, this is a great promotional thing for Amtrak, and it's well worth what it costs.
I think it's pretty cool. We didn't know we were going to be heading north on this car, and we sat downstairs and the conductor said, well, the dome car is free, so we thought we'd try it out. It's really nice. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I've often wanted to go on a dome car ever since I watched a video of the one that goes across the country. And
Can you imagine that Amtrak is talking about trashing this car?
No.
No, well, I heard you talking to him when you were interviewing him, the guy, the conductor, and yeah, I didn't hear about that. No. Why would they?
Efficiency.
Really?
I don't think there's any good reason why you wouldn't. As long as if this thing can still roll, if this thing can still generate people getting on trains, on the Downeaster and other services, I don't know why you'd want to get rid of it. Shouldn't be. It's a really nice car, a great dome, I should say.
Amtrak has notified us that the Dome car will be taken out of service after the first of the year, in conjunction with some of our other states that use the Dome car or have an interest in using the Dome car. We have inquired of Amtrak to give us a quote and a price of if it's possibly feasible for the states to participate in the financing of a refurbishment to keep it going. We have not received that information yet, but we'll keep you posted. Downeaster is exempt from the positive train control requirement because of the number of frequencies that we operate. So it's only more than 12 frequencies is a route required to have positive train control. That said, Amtrak is implementing what they call the safety management system, where they're looking at the lines and making sure that those that don't have positive train control are still maximize the safety of those lines. That said, we don't anticipate there being any major issues, and we do not expect any service interruptions associated with positive train control at all.